What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here, and well, we actually have some news with regards to Granblue Fantasy vs Rising and Granblue Fantasy Relink. Now, the news that we have from both games are very small, like it's not too much, which is why I'll be talking about both games in one video. I feel it's more worth it like this than doing two separate videos. So Cygames had this panel during Anime Expo, and during this panel they talked about Granblue vs Rising and Relink, and here they gave a bit more information and some reveals. So first, let's talk about Granblue Fantasy vs Rising. So one of the biggest things that probably you saw or heard is they revealed a new character, which is Nier. They only show 8 seconds of a small teaser, that's it. However, they did reveal some information of what we can expect from her character. Basically, Nier can summon the primal beast Death to fight alongside her in battle. When Death is present, her skills can be input ahead of time to play out in sequence at the cost of love redemption. Death will become temporarily unusable when out of love's redemption, but that won't stop this pair from posing a formidable threat. As always, I'm looking forward to every new character that they add, and I can't wait to see Nier's gameplay in action. I'm very curious how she's gonna work. It sounds like she could be a puppet character, but I don't know. I mean, they described her as like maybe Sato, but then later they went back on that, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see more of her. Now in this they had like a Q&A, and there were 3 big points. The first one was with the beta that is upcoming, can we expect Anila and Siegfried? And well, Anila will not be part of this beta, but Siegfried will. A bit interesting. I was expecting to see both because they were like announced very early, but hey, it is what it is. At least we get a new character, Siegfried, to try out, which I'm very much looking forward to. So does that mean we're basically getting the full roster for the beta plus Siegfried? That's at least my understanding, because they then went over to like how many characters are gonna be in the beta. The next question is, they asked about the game having too many mechanics. So the question was like, it seems there are quite a few new mechanics that utilize the SBA gate. How would the game be rebalanced to account these changes? Will the overdrive system use SBA gauge or bravery points? And basically here they go that rush, backshift, and overdrive will not be returning in Granblue Fantasy vs Rising. Apparently, like, they revamped some of the gameplay and created a whole new system to explore. They still have the same philosophy that they want this to be a definitive introduction to fighting games. And they mentioned that in the previous teaser, they showcased an action that could have people confused and think that it was Rush, but that was just a prototype system, and that's no longer in the final game. Instead, it was omitted and later reborn as Raging Chain. And then the third question was, how likely are we to seeing guest characters in Granblue Fantasy vs Rising? Which, it really open-ended. They just went, what characters would you want to see to the crowd? So I think them posing the question, they will leave some open room that they could be considering adding maybe a guest character. I think that would be interesting and fun, of course, to see. Maybe it's not going to be something crazy, but maybe it could be from other Cygames properties. Imagine a freaking Uma Musume character. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, and then also they introduced what they call the partner system. I'm a bit confused how it's gonna work, but it seems like you will be able to have like your favorite character cheer, support you, and give you some advice. I'm curious about how that's gonna work. They didn't go too in depth with it, but yeah, interesting. But yeah, so far that's what we have with Granblue Fantasy vs Rising. Again, this is a game that I'm very much looking forward to. Now let's go over to Relink. So basically with Relink, they talked a bit about the game. They of course reveal Fairy will be part of the game. Fairy can perform mid to long range attacks and act as a support from afar. We also get to see a bit of her, like a small teaser. And of course, just like Granblue Fantasy vs Rising had a Q&A, this game also have a Q&A. And basically, they go over this. So one of the first questions was, is Relink a side story or related to the main story? And basically, they go that Relink, it's its own original story. Newcomers would be able to understand the plot line. So the way that like they're referring to is, think of this game like a standalone story in a wider Granblue universe. Then the second question was, is this like a complete experience or will it continue to get content updates like a live service game? So the way that they answer here is they basically want to make Relink a full package, so it's a game that wraps up nicely. Though they do plan to support the game with content, but they really didn't hammer too much if it will be a live service game, or they might go that route in the future as the game progresses. But at least they say like they want the game to be a complete game when it's released. So don't expect for now any like massive season passes or something like that. It feels like they just want to focus on what they have, and maybe down the line they could add things, who knows. And then the third question is, can you switch characters during battle or do you change them before missions in certain areas? So it was revealed you can't change your characters during battle. You'll need to gear up in town beforehand, but you can change your party at certain times while out in the field. You will be able to change between Gran and Gita freely, but other party members, there's gonna be moments where you might be able to change them. So I don't know. I do understand the reasons for this, but somebody who likes a lot of like creativity, craziness, and like action games, I always feel like a switch on the fly of characters is something cool, fun, allows more openness, allows more creativity in combat. A bit sad that we're not getting that here, but I'm not gonna complain. I mean, I still am looking forward for the game and it looks super fun. So it is what it is. We'll just take what we have. And then they basically want like what would be the game flow. So basically the way that they'll work is there gonna be 3 main sections. You'll have the town, where you will purchase upgrade gear, you can accept side quests. Then you have the Grand Cipher, which is just going to be traveling to destinations and what they are describing as a training mode to practice around. And then the stage, which these are the moments where you progress the story and battle enemies. The story will occur across linear maps, so this is not going to be a massive open world game, which I'm 100% fine with. They say the maps are going to be decent size, so there will be stuff to explore and check out, but again, this is not a giant open world. And then as stated, the playable characters, you will begin with 5 playable crewmates, which are going to be Catalina, Rackham, Io, Eugene, and Rosetta. And of course, you'll be able to switch on the fly between Gran and Gita. So pretty cool. They say development is almost complete and we can expect more information in August. Personally, really excited for Relink. I've been looking forward for this game for quite some time, and it seems we're almost there. We're very close. I'm hoping nothing happens and we finally get the game out and get to try it. So yeah, that concludes the information we have from Versus Rising and Relink. I'm just happy with both games and where they're going in the direction both games are heading. Versus Rising, I'm loving as somebody who loved the original Granblue Fantasy Versus. Can't wait to try out the beta. And with Relink, of course, as somebody who has been following the game for quite a long time, I'm just like, please come out. I just want to play and try it out. But it is what it is. As always though, it's not just about me. What are your thoughts, guys? This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.